I have never read poetry before. I'm usually a musician, but sometimes the muse hits you and the stubborn little bastard won't fit into a song. So this first one's called Volcano Ash. She falls all around me like volcanic ash frozen in winter air. I'm left snowblind, awaiting an eruption. Like the people of Vesuvius, forever in a second, still, brittle, eternal. She burns in my lungs and goes, like smoke in a gale, leaving a thin sheen of frost, bracing, obscuring, I'm petrified in place, until I scrape and melt and chip it away. All right, if you don't mind me getting a little political on this one, this is called I Hope He Lives Forever. I hope he lives forever, thousands more years. Each new trophy wife grows old and dies until he's so mottled with age and rot and he's pissed through every cent that he can't find a new one. And his kids, grandkids, great-grandkids, onward and onward, bear no resemblance. Their features softened and warped by breeding, his influence reduced to a footnote. An interesting factoid some source-decayed nephew pulls out at a bar. I'm related to a former president. No one left to need him or use him, just tuck him away in a home and forget about him. A deathless human artifact of a bygone time. A museum exhibit in Depends. I hope he lives forever, so none of us can ever forget, can ever minimize what he was, or the threat he brought, violence, hate, uncertainty, the degradation of our standards, mirrored in the degradation of his body. His skin softens, droops, and tears, organs failing, but death never gives it sweet relief. I hope he lives forever so thousands of years from now, if there's a planet left to inhabit, people can charge tickets, kids and tourists can go gawk at him, propped up in a bed behind glass, like General Tom Thumb or Wayne the Human Unicorn, a proper old-fashioned geek show like he turned our society into. I hope he lives forever so when the tides rise and his penthouse is a mile offshore, he can stay marooned up there, too feeble to scratch out a message in a bottle, and I hope he lives there until the next ice age, shivering on a floe, drifting nowhere towards nothing. I hope he lives forever because in a billion years, until the sun burns out and the planet dies, he'll never atone and he'll never earn the release of a death. Yeah. All right, this one's called Cold River March. The shore is hard with ice, trees are dead and fallen, the birds are flown, the sky is gray, the air is poison, the dogs are hungry, help is not on the way, and the river is hard and frozen. Feet gone black and bleeding, no spark or fading embers, wind jabs and feints and stings, to rest is to rest forever, scream at unforgiving sky and the cruel distant horizon. No gods above are watching, just the starving eyes of scavengers. Branches quake and crash, clothing soaked and useless, howls haunting and foreboding, darkness hides the futile path. Red eyes glow with menace, none but bones left in spring. Groping man pleads his fate, but Mother Nature gives no quarter. If you had any hope, you wouldn't be here to begin with. This one's kind of a long one. This is called Flashlight Tag. Give me a time machine and I promise, I'll go back and I'll right all the wrongs. I'll stop 9/11, I'll warn Kennedy, I'll get to that, but first, let me go back to a childhood Saturday. I just want to wake up late, no alarms, nothing to do. I'll worry about homework tomorrow night. Scribbling long division during The Simpsons. Let me pour some Rice Krispies and watch Captain Planet solve climate change with his fists. Watch Doug Funny pine over Patty Mayonnaise and never recognize Billy West's voice sounding familiar from all those other cartoons. Let me not realize that all those commercials for cross-branded merchandise available for purchase now were anything more than convenient information tipping me off to all the cool things I could get Mom to buy me. Let me not get shamed for being spoiled when she buys it. Let me watch The Undertaker shoot fireballs and levitate and just assume there are real people who can do that. Let me go back to that Saturday and get on my bike, the Huffy Mudslinger that had all the cool fenders, and go find my friends wherever, whoever was around. Go down, ride down hills and off shitty improvised ramps, right into the woods, declare any random clearing our fort. We'll find other groups of kids to fight to defend our fort. Then let me ride home with a friend, and after Mom makes us a grilled cheese, let Mom drive us to the mall, back when the mall was alive, and the place to be on the weekend. Let me wander around and raise hell, sneaking stupid outfits on the mannequins, shoplifting cheap candy. Let me go back to that Saturday and go to the arcade, with a pocket full of allowance, staking out a spot at the Lucky and Wild machine, one hand on the steering wheel and one hand on the gun, until my friend lets me know we're up on Marvel versus Capcom. He was always Wolverine, wishing for power that he never had. I was always Gambit. That sounded to be cool. Which is why I'll sneak away, guilt money from my real dad in my pocket, over to the record store, which I would think was lame as a teenager, and now I just wish existed at all. Let me buy a CD, something my kids my age didn't usually buy or even know about, that I'd read about in a magazine. While I'm at it, let me go back and buy a magazine. Let me fight with the shrink wrap. Let me smell the industrial plastic. Let me thumb through artfully arranged liner notes. Study the lyrics and wish I was somewhere else, somewhere cool. Let me go back to that Saturday and taste a frozen drink that wouldn't yet just taste like sugar and regret. Let me go back to those nights. Pizza and Kool-Aid and action movies. My friends all sleeping over at once. Mom sending us all outside to sleep in a tent to keep us from wrecking our house. Let me go have a Nerf gun war, creating life and death dramas in chain link fenced yards when none of us had real guns yet, and nothing was more exhilarating than getting shots off on the enemy. Give me a time machine, please. Let me go back to that Saturday because Mom said we could play flashlight tag. Mom said we could play flashlight tag, so I'll go anywhere you want me to go, and I'll do whatever important things need to be done with something as monumental as time travel. Just let me go back to that Saturday, let me feel something again. Let me go back and just once, let me feel like what it felt like when Mom said we could play flashlight tag.